Our beloved 8% Hard AF Seltzer is now live in over 2,500 locations across the United States. We're now available in Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, North Carolina, Ohio, Idaho, Illinois, Michigan, Montana, Oregon, and Texas. Go to hardafseltzer.com today, click on the store locator, enter your city or zip, and find the nearest location closest to you. Welcome to Drinking Bros, presented by GhostBed.com. Yeah, welcome to Drinking Bros, kids. Just got off the flight from Nashville, nog-dogging it up. Cheers, everybody. Having some eggnog. And what is this cinnamon rum you guys brought in? We got some listeners here.
Cinnamon whiskey.
Cinnamon whiskey.
Like, what is it that teenage girls drink?
Fireball. Fireball, yeah.
Like cinnamon whiskey.
Yeah, this is good. With the nog dog, I've never had that before. Never had the cinnamon whiskey with eggnog. But
listen, don't act
really
like you were above Fireball shots in 2015.
Me? I'm not above it now.
Dan.
Dan, yeah.
No, I don't. I've never done that. I mean,
Partooken?
I've had one and just one. I'm like, this is fucking.
That was
dumb,
like
man.
the default order for shots.
For a long time.
I
You
drink.
can buy them at gas stations, like every gas
Yeah,
station.
well, they have those like tandem ones. It's like a bottle of Tito's and a bottle of fucking Fireball or whatever. Yeah.
Right by the register.
Now, Dan is getting defensive because he also got alcohol poisoning off of Fireball.
Well, that's also a common refrain, is it not?
Yeah.
A lot of people have done
I think
that.
we've all had alcohol
Because to be
poisoning off of
honest,
Fireball.
you can't really fucking tell.
I couldn't. It was
I mean, it's-
Fireball Flip Cup
Yeah.
elimination.
Oh, that's
God.
not
And
a
my
good
team let
idea.
me down. So it was
That's 7 shots, bud.
senior year. It was the only game we lost that year. Blake Bortles, South Carolina. I blame myself because I wasn't at the game because I missed it because I got alcohol poisoning.
You should have just gone to the game and died, dude.
Yeah, you should have died on the
I
field
tried.
with your
I
men.
tried.
With your men.
They wouldn't let me. They wouldn't let me in.
Oh, they threw you out of the stadium?
Yeah.
That happens.
That's a drinking bros move.
Yeah, it is.
I time traveled though. Like I woke up in my bed and my girlfriend was so mad.
I actually time traveled at the fucking bounce house once.
Did you really?
I remember who they were playing. I was there with some friends.
Okay.
My buddy who's a lawyer and his wife and then some girl. It's like 10 years ago. And man, we pre-gamed out there on where they park all the trucks, Delco, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like where all they like, there's just vehicles parked, and then that front row though is all like cornhole and just a bunch of games up in the front, right?
Sure.
And I'm just stumbling
Right behind the scoreboard.
And the guy, so one of the girls knew the guy who was the manager for that little coffee shop that's right around the corner there.
Uh-huh.
So we came in early, got coffee, walked over, and just started drinking at like 8 a.m.
Yeah.
And the game wasn't until 1 or whatever.
Perfect.
Or noon or whatever it was. Man, I was fucking. I lasted the whole day. We went to the game. I'm fucked up all day. I don't remember leaving, but I remember walking over to some place and getting food, and I'm standing in line like, damn, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it.
Yeah.
Like that was the only time with alcohol that I've ever been like, shit, I might have to sit down.
I got rocked last night.
I had two last night.
I got rocked last night. Well, you had other meetings later on the night, which
Mm.
I didn't. All mine were in the morning. We went to Tucker Carlson's Christmas party last night. We got invited out there, and they asked Hard AF Seltzer to be the booze. So we were all drinking booze, and it was awesome. And
yeah, they had another one. There was some premix. Well, they had 2 different drinks. One was like some
like a Merry Christmas drink.
Yeah, Merry Christmas drink. I don't know what it was. One of our friends was there with Jared, and she had one. I fucking smelled it. It smelled good. I didn't
It was
drink it.
Danny's sister.
Not his real sister, but yeah, basically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's cool. She's a country musician in Nashville.
Oh, no shit. Yeah, she rocked.
Yeah, she's cool. And then they had another one that was like some kind of, I don't know if it was peach whiskey, but it was whiskey with a peach flavor in it.
Yeah.
And those were really, I actually had one of those. Those are really good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was a good fucking, Lexi did a great job setting all that up. And,
Yeah,
and Hopi too, fucking Tucker's daughter.
We had a fucking blast there, and shout out to him. So he was launching a new
Alps
Zin company called Alps.
Yeah.
And I say the word Zin because he gave a speech about how Zin had fucked him over.
He had been using it for years, by the way. He keeps a 10 of it on his desk. So especially since he left Fox, he doesn't. He's never been a sponsored by them or any of that bullshit, right? He just likes it. So he's been using it. It's on his desk. He'll pick it up, throw one in. They've been getting free advertising on one of the most popular shows that exists for a while. And then he said, I think he had Theo on the show, or maybe he was on Theo's show. And Theo was like, hey, what's that? What are you doing there? And he just explained it to him. It's like, oh, yeah, it's nicotine. It's like fucking dip, but there's none of the bad stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, what do you use it for? And he's like, well, he jokingly said that it helped increase his libido, and that's why he's got 4 kids. And I mean, obviously a joke. There's never been any study linking nicotine to libido.
He said it gave him a massive erection. Yeah. And I guess Zen reached out. And
they sent him a letter.
Yeah.
Like from their attorneys. They're like, hey, you've made unfounded claims about Zen. And he was like, you know what? Fuck you guys.
Yeah. So
pretty much is what he said.
He tells this story, and we're not speaking out of school here because he told it to the entire party last night.
Yeah.
And we all started dying laughing because they're easy to replicate. 1, 2, I'm convinced that fucking Tucker put Zyn on the map. I didn't hear about it until Tucker. And then Old Row kind of picked up afterwards and all those other guys. But
the kids have been zinning.
The kids, but that's the Old Row is the kids' fucking Instagram.
Yeah, we don't give credit to Old Row here.
You hate him, huh? That was your rival back in the day.
They don't fucking like us, so fuck them.
Yeah, I don't feel anything towards them. But the kids have been zinning.
No, kids have been zinning for sure. And but Tucker made it kind of like a global thing, I think, in my opinion. But same way with like Rogan and fucking elk meat,
Now,
pull up a picture of it on screen because I love their branding and their fucking logo is awesome. They're not a sponsor or anything. I'm just a big fan, and we support friends' products and stuff like that. So
it looks good.
Yeah. I took a pack of it back.
It's almost like it kind of looks like Elon in a fucking farmer's hat on the front of that thing. I don't know if that's on purpose.
All of it is old timey and funny. And
you know what I found out last night though? I was talking to some of my NatSec friends, people that travel the world a lot. Now, I think everybody knows this now, but Sweden has they've quit smoking entirely.
The entire country,
everybody, including the women, and college girls all the way up to older ladies are all fucking using pouches now.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah.
But theirs are different, right? Here, Zen is 3, 5, and 8, I think, are their varieties.
Zen's 3, 5, and 8.
Yeah, Lucy has
4 and 8.
Yeah, they have 12. No, they have 6 and 8.
Because I've got the
12.
I was going to say
12.
I've got the breakers right here. I've got the 8s in front of me.
And Lucy's our sponsor. But then my buddy was telling me about these ones in the UK, 20 milligrams.
Whoa, that's too much.
But Sweden and Poland, they've got some that are even higher than that, 60.
No
That's like smoking a pack of Churchill cigars.
Yeah. I'm telling you,
it's fucking
for 150. I looked this up. Now this is from the CDC, and they don't know shit, obviously, right?
Yeah.
But the lethal dose for a 150-pound person is 60 milligrams.
Holy shit!
Right? So it's
okay,
you're given that seems like a problem maybe, but they're just built different over there. You know what I mean? People, I don't know if you've ever known anybody actually from Poland.
Not Poland. I know one Swedish girl.
No. Sweet. They're tough too.
Yeah, they are. They are.
My
wife is best friends with her.
Yeah. Rudy has told the story on the show before, but the Skarsgårds got him on the pouches back in the day.
Really?
Yeah, when they were doing Generation Kill.
That's funny, man.
Because Alex was there, and he brought his dad in, and they met, and dad and brother, and they all became friends because they were Royal Marines in Sweden. All of them, right? They have compulsory service over there. But he got him hooked on those back in the day, so obviously, yeah, they're into it. But Polish people, there's something wrong with them.
Oh, yeah, dude.
They can just drink a handle of fucking vodka.
Yep.
And they're just they're obviously fucked up, but they're just walking around. Like that one dude that came in and drank 14 hard AFs.
Yep.
And he had a coherent conversation. Not like the bumbling dum-dum out in the parking lot.
Well,
this guy walked out of here.
Yeah, he walked out.
He walked out. He didn't vomit anywhere. That kid might have some Polish blood in him.
He might. He crashed through a table later on in the day, but
that was fine. Speaking of getting
fine, he
crashed through a table.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that. But last night's party was fucking awesome. Everybody was hitting me up today, social media wise, even friends from high school, college, all that other stuff, and they were like, "Hey, how was it? It looked crazy. Yeah, it was a fucking blast actually. So like Mel Gibson was there.
Yep. John Rich from Big and Rich.
Big and Rich.
There.
I rode up on the golf cart with him.
Yeah.
He sang for a little bit. Eddie Griffin was there, the comedian.
Yeah, he seems like he's doing a lot better. He's had some health problems, but he was sharp and in a good mood and not fucking weird or anything.
Not an asshole.
Yeah.
So like I obviously did the new guy with him way back in the day. I hadn't seen him in years, and he told me that he had a stroke and a heart attack last night, and that he doesn't remember like 10 years of his life.
He told you last night that
Correct.
he had. Grammar is important. He didn't have a stroke and a heart attack last night.
No, last night. But he told me last night, and he said, hey, man, I there's about 10 years of my life that I just don't remember.
Yeah.
And him and I were chatting about the Jamie Foxx special, because I just watched it on Netflix.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, my God. For those of you who have not seen it, it is absolutely fucking incredible. If it was a one-man show on Broadway, he would win a Tony. I know he's up for a Golden Globe for it now. You can go ahead and hand him all the things. Like, I watched with my wife. You can't help but cry with him and laugh with him. And he goes into all the stories and everything that happened to him along the way. And then just busts out. He goes, man, I'm Jamie Foxx, man. Like, this shouldn't happen to me. I'm fucking Ray Charles. I mean, at one point he pulls out the glasses and starts doing Ray Charles, like does all the impressions, all the fun stuff. So it was like this wild mixture of comedy and drama, and really, really fucking great. I can't recommend it enough. I'm also just a big fan of him in real life, but God damn it, I love this because it's more than a special. It's like a one-man show about life. So don't go into it thinking it's just going to be an hour and a half of stand-up. It's not. It's about his whole life. Yes, there's a ton of funny shit, but it's also about what he went through. But I had asked Eddie about it, and I go, hey, dude, what you just described is what Jamie just did. I go, did you watch it? Because he actually shared what happened to him, and he goes, I did. And he goes, to be honest with you, as a comedian, it raised the bar so high that he goes, I want to attempt something like that, but I don't know if you could ever be that great at it. So watch it this weekend. It's on Netflix. It's great. The new Jamie Foxx thing. But Marjorie Taylor Greene finally she was on Zoom when she did the show here, chatted with her and her daughter. They were lovely in real life, and chatted with her for about a half hour. Talked to a lot of people about podcasts. Some of Trump's team was there, and how podcasters are going to be invited up to the White House and into the press corps and all that other shit. It was just really fucking fun and awesome, and like this new wave of people. Theo Vaughn was there. We hung out with Theo for an hour.
Yeah, I actually I talked to him for a little while. I was like, dude, when you told JD that it was a shame that we can't even do cocaine safely in this country anymore, that really spoke to me. I felt that. He was like, dude, I know, me too. It's like somebody's got to be out there saying that shit. And I was like, yeah. He's
every bit as funny and cool and weird, and like it's not a bit. Everybody asks if it's a bit with him. It's not. It's just really him. And then Delco, he introduced me to Bryce Mitchell, the UFC fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Bryce shows up, super country, and he brought his wife and a newborn baby into the party last night.
Yeah, he doesn't go anywhere without them.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
He also doesn't believe in seatbelts.
Is that a thing?
That's his new thing. That's his new crusade. Fuck
Okay.
seatbelts.
That's an odd hill, to be honest, but he's an odd guy.
He said that they live out of an RV and they just travel around and
he's a flat earther as well.
I'd like to get RFK in there and let us know the truth about seatbelts.
Seatbelts don't really work. You could not have to do it if you don't want to. I don't know what the fucking deal was with seatbelts. I've never heard that before, but he was super cool. It's weird though. I looked up his like height and weight afterwards because I was like, man, I am twice your size.
Yeah.
And this is wild.
What's your point? He could beat the fuck out of you.
I know shit. And that's the thing. When you look at a guy like that who is so unassuming, so cool and nice and everything else, he is 145 pounds. And guy... No, I'm not kidding. I looked up his weight after.
Yeah, no, he
he's
probably walks around at 175, 180.
Yeah.
Sure, but like his fighting weight is 145, right? So like a guy like that, if you just bumped into him at a bar and didn't know, he would fuck your entire world up, and you would be stunned by it.
Yeah, the difficult part now is that there's a lot more of these guys who did MMA originally and weren't wrestlers, because 60% of the original MMA people were wrestlers who converted. The other ones were kickboxers who converted, right?
Yeah.
The kickboxers you can't necessarily tell because they don't have the fucked up ears.
Yeah.
It used to be most UFC guys you could tell because of the ears.
Yeah, with Bryce, he had the ears.
Or
so I was
scars
like,
around
okay,
the
cool.
eyes there,
Yeah.
so that's at least one indicator.
Mitchell's more of a grappler, so he's got the ears for sure.
For sure.
Is
But
he
you can't always
though?
tell.
He almost died when he got knocked out by Josh Emmett.
Yeah,
he's good.
He's okay, and great guy. Lovely. Him and his wife are lovely.
I saw Joe Kent, too.
Joe Kent was there.
Yeah.
Love Joe Kent. Told him to run in another district.
Nice hair.
Joe, if you're listening to it, God damn, he's good looking in real life.
Yeah, he's got nice hair.
I told Sarah, by the way.
Someone's like, hey, who's that guy with the Jew hair over there? And Joe turned around. He's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I told Sarah, by the way, I go, you get that guy in another district and have him win, he could fucking be president one day.
He should come here to
He
Texas.
looks like JFK.
Yeah, he should come here to Texas and run for Senate against Cornyn.
That's what I told him.
I think Dan Patrick's running for that seat, actually.
Well,
I don't think he's going to run for governor.
I told him, I said, hey, come on to Texas. He goes, man, it's too hot for that bullshit. And he goes, what's the real story? And I go, you're right. It's too hot for this bullshit down here. I got to go out east.
That's what I tell people all the time when they ask me about politics in this state, whether they're on the left or the right. If they're on the right, they're like, hell yeah, is it sweet down there? Or on the left, it's like, I don't know. And I'm like, let me just fucking tell you something. I can't go outside for 5 months out of the year.
9.
Don't forget. Yeah,
9.
Honestly. Like, politics are a secondary thing. You need to be fucking prepared for a totally different lifestyle.
Yep. Even last night, it was like, 40 in Nashville. Had a jacket on. It was beautiful. And it was inside and outside. They rented out some cabin out in the woods in the middle of nowhere. But this whole Sean Ryan was there. We talked to Sean for a long time.
It's actually, oddly, it's the first time I've ever met him in person.
Same. We've only talked on the phone.
Yeah, I talked to him, a couple times a month probably, but never met him in person. That was fun.
Yeah, and we asked him about the Pete Hegseth interview, and he said, yeah, total accident. I had him on the show 5 days before he got that nomination, and nobody knew. Pete didn't know. Nobody knew. And, it was just a really great time because there's been this cultural shift, I feel, and maybe it was because I had to go to this shitty Hollywood meeting earlier in the day at Soho House out there. I was like, oh, God damn it, man. Then you go to a party like Tucker's, you feel like you know everybody. Everybody's fucking cool, respectful, and just down for whatever. It was just an awesome event. We had a fucking blast all the way around. So if you're out there, Tucker, and listening, thank you for having us last night. And it was our honor for Hard AF and all that other stuff. Because we need some more of these people out there like a Joe Kent. All of the old heads are going down left and right. I'm looking at this right now because we record this on Fridays. Pelosi fell down the fucking stairs and broke her hip now?
Yeah, what are you going to do?
She's running again.
She's old as shit.
She's running, though, again. She announced she's running again.
We'll see. It's not for 2 years.
Yeah, but what the fuck, man? I mean, what are we doing here? So she's hospitalized in Luxembourg? What is she doing in Luxembourg?
I don't know. That's where a lot of money changes hands. I think it's the wealthiest per capita country on earth, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, where's Paul? Because
he's on Fire Island, I think. You know what Fire Island is?
Sure do.
It's the gay one.
I sure do. I had that convo with my wife the other day. She goes, you know what Fire Island is? I go, yeah, it's the gay one. A lot of dicks being sucked out there. She's like, oh, well, so-and-so's. And I was like, yeah, well, he's probably fucking gay. But at least Paul's having the time of his life while she's in the hospital here in Luxembourg. So I looked up her age. She's 84 years old.
Yeah. Going to be 86 running again. She's not going to make it.
What?
Not with a,
the fuck?
When you're that old and you have an injury like a hip, you're pretty much lucky to walk again after that.
Yeah.
At 84 years old.
One would imagine, right?
Also, the anesthesia, if you have to get anesthesia and stuff, the older you get, you don't come all the way back from that.
Yep.
You leave a little bit of your brain on the table.
Yeah, you always do. You always do there. Bob, I just hit you up with a clip on Twitter on the DMs here with Pelosi. If you can play that, I think that'd be lovely for today. Because this is what makes me laugh the most, is when people like this say other people are too old, and then they fall down the fucking stairs and break their hip. Go ahead and play this.
I do want to start with those comments because, I mean, your family knows better than just about any family in America the very real consequences of Trump's violent rhetoric. And I just want to get your reaction to what he just said at this rally, what we just played for the audience.
Good morning. Wonderful to be with you again on this weekend before the election. I think that what the ex-president just said is a further indication of his cognitive degeneration. You saw recently we was talking about whether he chose electrocution or being eaten by sharks. Something's very wrong there. And indicative in it also is diminishing the power of the press, which is the guardian of our freedom in our country. So I think people who might thinking about voting for him have to know that he can't last as president for 4 years with his brain deteriorating at the rate that it is, and is clearly evident. And they may be voting for President Vance, which would be a horrible thing for our country. You're right. Our family has experienced the violence. Where is Nancy? Where is Nancy? Coming into our house, violating the sanctity of our home, the safety of my husband, looking for me, echoing what was said on January 6th in the Capitol. Where is Nancy? Where is Nancy? Was coming up to punish me for what I had said about Donald Trump.
Okay, perfect. And this is a perfect segue into where we're going here. So at 84, she's saying this about Trump. Trump is fine, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, look, even Nancy was certainly, this is saying something because she's old as shit, but Nancy is more cognitively capable than Kamala Harris was.
Yes.
Even at that age, right?
100%
But
agree.
it's not like neither of them are going on stage for an hour and 30 minutes every fucking night.
Every night.
Well, I mean, how many days in a row was it?
I don't know, dude.
Was it like
It's
60
nuts.
or 70 days in a row that he did that shit? Maybe there was a day off here or there. I mean, I've never seen anything like that from a guy that's 78 years old. That's wild.
Yeah. And then she brought up January 6th at the end of the interview there. Now, we got some new info, which some of us were chatting about it last night. So they're now saying that more feds were actually there at January 6th than they previously admitted to.
Well, they wouldn't admit to anything. Ray still hasn't admitted to anything. This is from an IG report.
Okay.
And I still don't think this is the whole story, frankly.
I don't either. And I think Cash is going to get in there, Patel, and unleash all of this. But
yeah, based on what I've been hearing from the administration, people are very afraid of Cash Patel.
Oh yeah,
not just Democrats, by the way.
Yeah.
So they're definitely gonna try to fucking jam him up and not confirm him. But I don't think they're gonna be able to succeed. I think Cash is getting confirmed.
I did too.
Yeah, and I think Pete's getting confirmed too.
I did too, because everybody's kind of showed a united
Tulsi we'll
front.
see about.
Yeah.
We'll see about that one. But I think those two, I'm pretty confident on those.
But Thomas Massey released his statement after this came out, and both of us love Thomas Massey. Probably the one stand-up dude that's in Congress.
No, there's a couple. Rand Paul's good. Mike Lee in Utah is a libertarian as well.
Okay.
He's pretty good. When I say good, I mean people that are trying to shrink government. That's all I care about.
So Thomas Massey's released a statement right now saying, for years I was called a conspiracy theorist for asking Garland, that's Merrick Garland, obviously the AG, Christopher Wray, head of the FBI, and Horowitz. Who's Horowitz? What job did he have?
I don't know. Is he FBI?
I forget. Whether government assets participated in J6. Yesterday, I was vindicated. DOJ IG report confirms there were FBI confidential human sources in the crowd,
like 26.
entering the Capitol, by the way, and breaking laws.
Yeah, and they didn't
This is what Thomas Massey said word for word.
Yeah, they didn't get charged with any crimes because they were CIs, but they did all the stuff that all the criminals did.
So explain that to the audience, because I don't know that side of the world.
Well, some of them. Here's the other part that was interesting about this revelation. Not all these, like some of these CIs were people who had worked other cases for the FBI but weren't involved in this one, which tells you that the FBI has been trying to use these CIs to infiltrate Trump's supporters for a long time, because they have registered confidential informants that had nothing to do with the Jan 6 thing. They just happened to be there, right? Because they run in those circles.
Right.
But they were already registered FBI informants before that date.
Oh, gotcha.
Does that fucking make a light bulb go off over your head?
Yeah.
The FBI has been trying to investigate Trump supporters for years now. To what end? Who knows, right? I mean, they threw a bunch of them in prison, so certainly that's part of it. And I think after this revelation, Trump's got to pretty much blanket pardon anybody that didn't physically attack another human being. I don't give a fuck about property or any of that shit. If you didn't hit somebody else with something, then you're good to go. And in addition to that, I think that cop that shot Ashley Babbitt probably needs to go to prison, right? And I wouldn't be shocked if he gets a pardon.
From Biden?
Yep.
Okay.
So that's another thing. Biden announced a shitload of pardons.
Yeah.
Including a pedophile and a judge who was throwing kids in prison for no reason.
Mm-hmm. What can you, because I mean, there was a lot. And this was a lot to dig through, and this just dropped this morning here. Let's go to the people that he pardoned here. So the judge thing and the kids, what the fuck is that about, dude?
So Michael Jordan is part of this, not directly in this case.
The basketball player?
Yeah. So he owns shares in a bunch of privately owned prisons, right?
Michael Jordan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I think Bob told me that actually.
I did not, but you know.
No,
Yeah, that wasn't you, Gary.
that doesn't sound right.
It doesn't sound right, Gary. You've been to prison.
But anyways, so what? And I've mentioned this on the show before. There are quite a few privately run prisons in America.
Tons.
And most of them have contracts with whatever state they're representing, where the state has to keep a certain amount of beds filled.
Okay.
In their prison, which means you have quotas to arrest and imprison a certain amount of people. And if you don't meet those quotas, there's penalties for it, right?
Yeah.
So this guy was part of a scheme to put kids in jail under like 16, 15, 16-year-olds.
Jesus Christ.
And made a bunch of money doing it, actually. And he got tried and convicted in federal court and sent to prison for it.
Yeah. Is that the guy that fucking would like send kids to prison for like jaywalking and
Yes.
stuff?
Yeah.
For all kinds of wild shit.
And so Josh Shapiro, the popular governor, obviously from your home state, Delco, just released a statement. And he said, this is absolutely wrong. Mm-hmm. He goes, this is wrong. Why are we doing this?
Well, my guess is that dude has some knowledge of something Biden did, and he got him out so he wouldn't tell anybody. The real question, forget about that guy, is, I mean, that's bad enough.
Kids for Cash was the scandal.
Kids for Cash, yeah. That's bad enough, but there's another dude who is linked to, he's a Chinese national linked to the CCP, and he got convicted of possessing child pornography, and he had his sentence commuted. Mm-hmm. Why?
I don't know.
Who did what for whom to make that happen? What did China do for Joe Biden that he fucking let this pedophile loose?
I'm not sure.
Jesus fucking Christ,
but
man.
It goes back to pardoning your son for 11 years during that period. It was Ukraine and China, so maybe it was in relation to that. That's all that I can think of that makes sense at this point.
I'm sure it had something to do with it. There's no other reason to do that shit. Now, there's... How many total commutations were there? Like 1,300?
1,500.
1,500.
Yeah.
So it's like 1,498 or something like that. And then there's 40 pardons, I think.
Yeah.
Is it 39?
Yeah.
I think. We don't know who they are yet. He hasn't announced those yet.
No.
Just said that there's 39 of them. And I guarantee you some of them are going to be fucking politicians and FBI officials.
I guarantee you it's the old lady we just saw who fell down the stairs and broke her hip. She'll be on that list. I think Liz Cheney will be on that list. I think Adam Schiff will be on that list.
Adam Kinzinger?
I don't think Kinzinger will. I don't think he will.
If not, I don't go after him.
He's.
I'm not going after the one Republican.
I think he's fucked. I do. But Shapiro released a huge statement. He said governors and presidents have unique power to grant pardons and clemency and commute sentences. It is an absolute power, and it is a power that should be used incredibly carefully. I study every single case that comes across my desk, where there's a request for a pardon or a clemency or reduction of a sentence, and I take it very seriously. I weigh the merits of the case. I weigh what occurred in the court proceedings. I think about public safety and victims of all of those factors in my decision, and I recognize those on the outside can question those decisions, as you were here today, posing me this question, and the clemency that was granted by President Biden was wrong. And I don't really understand it. He had to have something on him, and that's it. But commuting 1,500 people is a lot. And then the 29 people that he pardoned, 29
doesn't seem like a big number. That seems kind of in the realm of what's usually possible. But I just can't wait to see who the names are. And I think all of us that night, because isn't it the night before at like 12:01 they have to announce it?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so I think January 19th at 12:01 they'll release those names. And I think what we've heard behind the scenes is going to shock people's minds because it's going to be involved in all the biggest conspiracies. I'm going to use air quote on that word.
Yeah, like Blinken. I would. Mayorkas is probably on that list. Milley's probably on that list, although he can't pardon somebody from military tribunals.
Fauci
will definitely be on the list. But yeah, the president. There's no pardon for a military tribunal.
Okay.
So Trump can order the Army Chief of Staff to recall Milley into active service and demote him to private. Mm-hmm. Right, and put him on a court-martial trial and put him in prison, as well he should. That guy should spend the rest of his life in prison. But some of these, there's no getting around it.
One of them, and this is, forgive me, this is breaking news from the New York Post here, but Biden pardons Chinese spies convicted of stealing American tech secrets here. The guy's name is Yan Jun Zhu. I mean, go ahead and play the music, obviously, Delco, but yeah. So that guy's on there. There's another little Neezer here. Ji Quan. So that guy's on there, and the news of the pardons for the Chinese nationals comes after months of federal authorities in New York that have cracked down on alleged Chinese spies. So we're letting all these guys out of there as well. Jesus Christ,
well, we're also letting them into our military, so whatever, you know.
What the fuck is going on, dude?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to take a while to rebuild a lot of stuff. I'm talking to a lot of people about, historic comeback victory for Trump, and certainly a massive political mandate from the American people to reform this shit. Let's call it the American Reformation, right? It's going to take some time.
Yes.
It will.
Yes.
And you got to, as people who support all of this stuff that's going on, tearing down this fucking bureaucracy and the deep state and all this stuff, there's two things that you need to do. Three. One is pay attention to everything that's going on. Keep your eyes open. This shit ain't over.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Two is be fucking patient. It's going to take time to unravel all of this shit, especially when it comes to the cartel stuff. I'll get to that in a few minutes. Mm-hmm. But it's going to take time to unravel all this shit. And then three is be understanding of what is required to make this happen and what the future is. If we just go bulls on parade and wreck everything, there's going to be fallout, and a lot of the people in the center aren't going to be on board with the fallout.
Yes.
And there's not going to be much chance to win in 28. It's going to take more than 4 years to accomplish this. It's going to take probably, if I had to guess, 16 years to take this out. Now, I don't think, I mean 4 terms.
I know.
It doesn't have to be a Republican in office that whole time, but Republicans have to win in 28. They have to. Yeah. Otherwise, all of this will just get undone.
And I had the same conversation with Marjorie Taylor Greene last night where I go, it's not about this next 4 years. Like, that's the start of it. And you got to get off to a good start and everything else, but it's setting up the future.
The next 4 years is just about putting out the fire. Mm-hmm. Rebuilding is going to take probably 2 to 3 presidential terms after that, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
And to be honest, after putting out the fire, and then in 28 starting to rebuild, or maybe even in 26 starting to rebuild, once the rebuilding part starts, people will be on board with it. Mm-hmm. But you've got to get there first, and you can't just be like fucking slash and burn it all down. I hate the government. I don't think it should exist, right? But let's be realistic here. If you support what's happening, make sure that you support it all the way to the end. Mm-hmm. Understand that this is a long game. It's going to take some time. You need to be fucking patient and help where you can also, right? Doge has a tip line. If you work for the government or around the government, you're a contractor or something, or in the military, and you see some stupid, wasteful shit, give them a fucking phone call.
Yes.
They will take it. They have a team of people that they've hired already that are fielding those calls and emails and all that other shit that'll fucking help. Like everybody, there's a lot of good people that are on board with this trying to help out. So don't fucking black pill. Don't be a little bitch. Don't cry and take your ball and go home. Like, because one thing didn't go, oh, he said he was going to do this and it didn't happen. It's like, fucking relax, dude.
It will happen, but to your point, yes, it is going to take time. And that was a majority of our conversations last night, is it's setting up the future and what all of this is going to look like. And yeah, you can't go scorched earth on day one and do everything else. And, the country's fixed. No. All the red tape and everything else, look at it like fucking putting a pool in your backyard or something, or building a new house. Yeah, dude, it takes a long fucking time, and it's painful, and but once it's over, then you can enjoy whatever the thing is. But you got to give these people time and let them get in there and then do their job. And this is just the start of it. And then hopefully it'll continue with the next one. But I agree with you, because I literally said the same thing to her last night. I go, look, I think we're all in on Vance for 28, like all of us. I don't know anybody who doesn't love that guy at this point. And I think behind the scenes, because we haven't seen him here, he's the one that's been working out these deals or trying to with Senate to get these confirmations done and everything else, because he's a reasonable, sensible guy who's very, very smart and cool and easy to talk to. And I think if he was the guy in 28 and you got Trump for 4 years and then he continued that legacy for another 8, you could really, really change the country to where it needs to be.
Yeah. Speaking of time, the Time Person of the Year is Donald Trump. No surprise there.
That is a surprise to me. It was...
the last time he was on People Are on Time, I think the headline was the Divided States of America. Like he created that.
Well, what is it now? Pull up the
It's just a picture of him.
picture.
Yeah, but who else would it be, right?
Well, Kamala.
It would be Obama. What are you talking? You mean for Person of the Year?
Person of the Year.
For this year.
So it was.
Hitler's been fucking person.
Yeah. So I mean,
2 years ago, two weeks ago, they said Kamala was on the short list.
Yeah, there was a short list.
Yeah, she lost.
I know.
Yeah, there was.
It's just the most influential people of the year. Like she ran for president. That's inarguably an influential person this year, or a person in the news.
There's nobody bigger than Donald Trump.
No one.
Well,
no
I mean, do you find the short list? Because I want to look at the other names that were on there. While you're looking for that, though, another thing from Massey, he just posted like 5 minutes ago.
Okay.
A new DOJ IG report reveals the FBI paid a confidential human source, a CI, for travel to D.C. on January 6th. FBI knew CHS entered the Capitol on 1/6. Then they tasked the confidential human informant to attend the inauguration on the 20th as well, and then paid him again. Paid, not prosecuted.
Okay.
Very odd.
Do you have the person's name?
Not yet, no.
Okay,
but Cash will absolutely put that person's name out.
Yes, he will.
He'll deregister him because he's committed a crime and then prosecute him. Now, speaking of pardons and all that, Daniel Penny's stuff is mostly over now. He's been invited to, with J.D. Vance invited him as his guest of honor to come to the Army-Navy game this weekend.
And by the way, we recorded this on Friday, so we got this news last night, and so he'll be there at the game tomorrow.
Now, he's still going to probably face some legal challenge from that dipshit pretend dad from the Jordan Neely dead kid.
Yeah,
his fake dad that just wants money now. But there's a couple of things that need to happen right now as far as pardons go. One. We had Michael Bullock on the show this past week from the Austin Police Association, right?
He was great, by the way.
Yeah, so if you didn't see the show, you should go watch it, but it's from a story from last week on fake news where an Austin PD officer was given 2 years in prison for shooting a guy that was coming at him with a knife in a fucking elevator, which is insane, but the governor can fucking end this right now. So it's out on appeal right now. They're probably waiting for the appeal to come back, to be honest.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
He said he didn't want a pardon until the appeal is over.
But I think that the governor will probably pardon him, but just to make sure, let's go ahead and let him know. If you're in Texas, call 512-463-2000, 512-463-2000, and let the governor know what he needs to do here. Right? He needs to pardon this guy as soon as that fucking appeal comes back, whichever way it comes back, so he can't be tried for it again.
Yes.
It's fucking bullshit.
Yep.
More, he should be reinstated. Mm-hmm. And we should do whatever we can to get Garza the fuck out of this state. Forget about his office. He needs to leave this state.
I think he might have a problem being reinstated if he's pardoned. There might be a legal situation with that. I feel like Bullock said that.
Yeah,
I don't know about that.
I think he did because he got fired, and then I don't know that you can take another
you lose
law
your
enforcement
you lose
job.
your police license or whatever the fuck he
and
said.
if he wins the appeal, then they can't do him again anyway. I believe.
Oh, yeah, that's probably true, yeah.
It'd be double jeopardy. Or whatever.
Either way,
so
call the governor and give him shit.
yeah, winning the appeal is the best case scenario.
It is, yeah. So
Did you find that short list?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, let's pull that up.
Who's on it?
Short list is, it's mostly people you'd expect.
I just want to see, we're basically looking at a fucking bracket right now. I want to see if anybody's even close. Because obviously Trump was a big deal this year.
Right.
Yeah, last year was Taylor Swift.
Well, she had the biggest
I
fucking
agree.
music tour of all time.
Yeah, but the year
I agree with
before
that.
was the spirit of Ukraine was the Times.
Yeah, that was
God.
propaganda, Delco.
Holy Christ.
This year's finalists or shortlist, whatever, Kamala Harris,
Makes sense.
Kate Middleton,
No.
Just from having
no,
cancer?
No, she had cancer. Yeah. Okay.
Elon.
Yeah, Elon. See, Elon.
You put Elon every year.
I think Elon would have been just as normal, as good a choice as Trump, to be honest.
Yeah, but he's under Trump, so
No, he's
but
he's
just
side by
buying
side with
Twitter
Trump.
like that. Going through everything.
Well, that was
he's-
20.
Yeah, he bought a couple years ago.
Though.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Next one is Yulia Navalny.
Who's that?
That is Alexei Navalny's wife.
Oh yeah. So the Ukrainian politician that got poisoned by Putin.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah.
Benjamin Netanyahu.
Oh boy.
there's an argument there.
Yeah.
I mean, there's an argument for him creating Hamas and funding them all these years.
By the way, he's finally going to trial for his shit.
Yeah,
right
nothing's gonna happen.
nothing will ever happen
Nothing's
there.
gonna happen.
He's almost gone to
It's
prison
real.
like every other fucking year for
I know. And
25
they're
years.
bombing Iran, I think, in 2 days. So
No, I don't think they're gonna bomb Iran
I
again.
think they will. I think they'll go through those nuclear plants. Who else was on there, Bob?
Fed Chair Jerome Powell.
Fuck that
God,
guy.
He hasn't done anything.
God, he's the worst.
I hate you,
He's the
pal.
fucking worst.
He hasn't done anything.
I
Like
know.
seriously, there's been no huge movement on the fucking
He stopped
chair.
Delco from buying a house. That's all that he's done.
Well, I think that sports gambling.
In my bookie stopped him.
Speaking of that, they sent us a box of merch. I don't know if you saw it out there.
Oh, did it really?
Hoodies and T-shirts and shit.
After last weekend, I'm shocked.
Well, they probably sent it before, to be honest. It's that time of year.
23 grand.
Who else?
Yeah, who else on the list?
Rogan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
But
like-
he's a guy you could do every year.
Yeah, Rogan or Elon could be any year.
Yeah.
Claudia Sheinbaum. That's Mexico's Jewish president.
Oh yeah, that's
She won the
dumb.
election after like 100.
39
Yeah.
people got
Yeah.
murked.
They had to kill
Yeah.
everybody to get her in.
Trump.
Trump, obviously.
And then Zuckerberg.
Zuck didn't really do
Zuck
too
didn't
much
do
last
anything.
year, though.
No,
Why-
all he's doing is kissing Trump's ass.
I think Ramaswamy would have been a better addition. Well, who else in tech? Because
Zuckerberg.
I don't consider Elon to be in tech. I know that he does tech-related stuff.
Yeah.
But who else would it be in tech? Bezos didn't really shine this year either.
No.
No one's name probably
No.
in terms
Yeah.
of like actual effect on people. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, if you want to go people who had an effect on lives, the top three on this list, I would say maybe Trump doesn't even make it. It would be Powell, Rogan, and Musk over in terms of day-to-day shit.
Well, Powell just didn't do anything. You know what I mean?
Either
Which is
way.
bad. Yeah, it certainly affected people negatively.
Negatively. What a fucking
Yeah, but
asshole that guy is.
Joe Tsarnaev wasn't Person of the Year. He was just on.
He was on the Rolling Stone cover.
Oh, Rolling Stone.
Rolling
That's
Stone,
right.
Yeah, because
yeah.
he's hot.
But Bin Laden's been on there.
Yeah, I'm surprised Putin's not on this list.
Wasn't
He was 1 year.
Was Zarqawi on there too at one point?
I'll check the.
I don't remember. There's been a couple of terrorists. Hitler's been on.
Oh, yeah.
We've had quite a run from 38 to 42. It went Hitler, Stalin, Churchill, FDR, Stalin again.
Wow.
Fucking Stalin two-time champ.
Two-time, dude.
Discount double check, bitch. We are not sponsored by fucking Allstate
We
or
are not.
Nationwide or what? I don't
We
know
are not.
which insurance company is that? The discount is it State Farm? The discount double check?
Oh, I do use State Farm now. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Truman also got it as many times as he dropped a bomb.
Twice.
Did he really?
Yeah, 45 and 48.
Good for him.
What did he get it for in 48? Like the Marshall Plan
Breathing
start
hard
or something?
and fucking tough.
He had one of the biggest election upsets in American history, is what it's saying.
Who was it? Who did he go against?
Dewey, the famous Dewey defeats
shit.
Truman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goddamn, dude.
Yeah, they Dewey defeats Truman. Was it the New York Times or the Post that did that?
I think it was holding up a Chicago newspaper. Let me double check.
Oh, maybe it was. Yeah, it was a big newspaper that printed that Dewey won and he didn't.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know if they send those to Africa as well, like they do the fucking Super Bowl losers.
I think they have to.
Yeah, it's like, hey.
There's been a bunch.
Yeah,
that have
Chicago
won.
Tribune.
I don't think there's ever been a 3-time winner. There's a bunch of 2-time winners.
No, Churchill has a three
Oh,
time.
Churchill won 3?
Yeah, Churchill got
Did he win
it.
one earlier in the century when he was Home Secretary or something, or was it all as Prime
Hold on.
Minister?
Churchill got it in 40. Oh, maybe he only got it twice. I'm sorry. He got it in 40 and 49.
Yeah, Obama's had it twice. I believe Nixon's had it twice.
Boo.
Who has won Time Person of the Year the most?
Eisenhower has 2.
Jay Annis? No Jay Annis's?
The
Jennifer
American
Aniston?
Soldier has gotten it twice.
Boo.
Okay. Yeah.
Boo.
Boo. Fuck the troops.
I always
Right before the Army Navy game.
I think I've said this before. One of my favorite all-time jokes was Bill Hicks. I think it was Arizona Bay, his comedy album in like 91 or 92. And he said, I'm in the unenviable position to be for the war but against the troops. I
Yeah.
always enjoyed that. As a troop myself, I really enjoyed that.
Oh, Harris already won this in 2020.
Did she really? For
Yeah.
what?
For what? For being the first colored?
She split it with Biden.
Oh, did they have
that's
like a
right. I remember
two-face
that gay
kind of
thing. Yeah, they did. They did. I remember that gay
Okay,
shit.
so as far as positions go, 24 presidents have won, 14 unique. So FDR won 3 times, 32, 34, and 41.
Okay,
And
so he's in.
Yeah, he might be the only 3-timer actually. Barack
gotta be.
Obama won in 8 and 12. Trump has won now in 16 and 24.
Now,
let's
Eisenhower
see.
only won once as president. He won once as general, once as president.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So FDR, I believe, is the only 3-time winner.
I think so. I'm looking. I only see like Stalin won twice, Gorbachev won twice. I mean, one isn't really the right word, but whatever. I think that's it.
Yeah. And then we'll move on to the other one that was named Person of the Year because we're getting to all these awards and all this other shit. Was Athlete of the Year was named to Caitlin Clark.
Well, only because she's got white privilege, though.
God damn it, dude. So
what a stupid bitch.
I love look. I'm a big fan of hers. She changed the fucking league. She made them profitable for the first time ever. All the things. She got all the endorsements, everything else. She wins and then says this stupid fucking statement that she realizes she has white privilege and blah, 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 blah. It's like, no. There's no need to bow to the fucking mob on this one. Like,
I mean, what privilege do you have when, on average, you're not as athletic because of your race as the other race?
that's what I
You know
don't get.
I mean?
Like, you're underprivileged
Yeah.
because you don't have the same fucking genes. So
I mean, maybe she's not. She's obviously got really good genetics, but to be able to shoot like she can shoot, that's work. That's like Steph Curry work.
What is
you know
she? What's her stats here? How tall? All right, she's 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
That's
That's
fine,
tall
but
as
it's
fuck
not
for a woman, actually.
Yeah.
Well,
The average height for a woman is 5'3".
Look at the rest of the women in the WNBA. They're
Right.
fucking huge.
She's
Like,
overlooking a major thing with his apology or whatever her statement. These are still women. It doesn't matter black or white. They're going to be jealous as fuck. And no matter what she says, they will never be on her side.
right.
Yeah.
And so this is the whole debate of why even say this? Like, you can't win on either side. So she's 6 feet, 152 pounds is what she is. This isn't like some freak athlete like LeBron, for Christ's sake.
She is the average WNBA height.
Correct.
So she's right. So
Yep.
the equivalent would be a 6'6" NBA player.
Yeah, but
Right.
some of your more like there's a couple of super tall girls, but the really good bigs, power forwards, and centers in the WNBA are 6'3" and 6'4".
Mm-hmm.
So the divide between because like a shooting guard is somewhere between. I mean, 6'3" is short, but there are some 6'3" to like 6'7" in that range, right? Klay Thompson's 6'7". Small forward, you're looking at 6'6" on the very low end usually. Although Jimmy Butler is fucking. Well, I guess he's 6'6". He plays small forward.
He is,
He's
but-
one of the smaller, like height-wise, small forwards, and that goes all the way up to 6, 9, 10, 11 at this point. But now you've got bigs that range out. But the difference between point guard and I guess there's some really short women in the WNBA. There's some like 5'2", 5'3" girls.
But either way, right? She's a normal fucking size person. She's white. She lives in the gym. All she does is fucking shoot threes. Bob, if you want to pull up her cover, because this was actually Time. So she was the athlete of the year for Time as well. So Trump was the person of the year. This is the athlete of the year. And then she makes this statement that, you know, she realizes it's part of her white privilege or whatever. And was like, this is the wrong sport. There is no privilege in being white in the NBA or the WNBA.
I will give one. It's not really a white privilege necessarily, but I will say, and actually people have been talking about this lately, about the NBA being lamer than it used to be, is the sport's getting ruined because people are now getting priced out of basketball too.
Oh, yeah.
Because of AAU and shit like that.
Yep.
Where now, like, you're not getting the same, like, quality of kid that you used to get.
But, Bob, I will say this. So having, you know, coached this shit, like, there's always exceptions. And, you know, my kid is on one of those select teams right now for that shit. And, like, dude, there's this, I'll put it this way. There's a kid whose family doesn't have a lot of money. They came from Ukraine right before the war and all that other stuff. And they let him on the team.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, here
they don't have to pay because he's fucking amazing.
I'll make you a deal if you're out there and you've got a child that's really good at sports, but you can't afford to do their stuff. We'll help. The Drinking Bros will help pay for that.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to have some fucking kid that can lift themselves out of poverty and not be able to because fucking assholes have made it cost too much. That's unacceptable. In this country.
Because I posted our
Blindside. We're blindsided.
We're blindsided.
The
Yeah,
whole
we're taking
thing.
the kid.
We're taking the kid. We're
We want
taking
him.
your house.
And the contract, obviously.
Yeah,
So,
and
like,
I need you to cook for me or something.
We will.
Like, dude, you
just
gotta do
royalties.
something.
Just royalties.
Yeah.
But my kid's in one of those specialized things, this winter soccer thing or whatever, right? So they said, hey, would you sponsor, would Hard AF want to do it? And I was like, we'll do it. Like, are you guys cool with it? Are the parents cool with it?
Well,
Like,
pull up that picture,
We don't give
Bob.
a shit. Yeah. So go to my Instagram. And pull it up. So yeah, we did it. I said, all right, cool. If they can't afford jerseys, we'll pay for it. I don't give a shit. And we can write it off and have some fun and some laughs, at least on Instagram. Boom, there it is. So, yeah. And I said, I asked my wife, I said, what did you tell the other parents when you guys were playing? The first game was last Saturday. I go, and I had to take the other kid to jiu-jitsu. So I go, what did you say the AF stood for? And they said, Hard Austin Football League. And I was like, fantastic, because it is soccer and everything else, but paid for jerseys, paid for everything else. And a couple other listeners hit us up. Yes, if you need help and the parents are cool with it, I mean, just ask them. Like, but we're down for sure because all this shit costs money. A lot of these coaches, by the way, are doing this for free, and I didn't know that.
Some of it's cheaper. Soccer's cheaper.
Yes.
Typically, hockey is the most expensive.
Yes.
Football is expensive because you got to have all the pads and stuff.
Although football is a little bit more government subsidized.
It is,
actually,
yeah.
than-
For some, well, it's not the government; it's the NFL.
No,
the
I mean-
the NFL well, with the government, they subsidize a lot of
I'm
it.
talking about like high school football. And
Oh
shit.
yeah.
Okay.
There's better from, you know, I guess. What grade can you start playing school football in? I think it's 7th or 6th or 7th grade.
Yeah, it's usually 7th or 8th.
But like
Yeah.
football, so like
No, I mean I'm talking about like my middle school. had a
Pads? Are you
team.
talking about pads?
Yeah, my
Yeah.
middle school had a team, and you could play in I think 7th and 8th grade.
yeah.
Correct,
But
yeah.
you could
So
also
you
play
can do that
JV
here.
in 8th.
Dude,
right?
I played Pop Warner fucking first and second.
Yeah, but Pop
Same
Warner is
here.
a
I
private
played
company.
at
Pop
5.
Warner is a
But-
private company. I'm talking about for the school
My
itself.
point is though, like basketball and,
Middle school.
and soccer
Yeah.
in particular, the high school leagues aren't the premier league of those age groups.
Not only
right? It's-
not only that, but usually for soccer, there isn't a JV soccer team at most of these schools. There's only varsity, right?
Yeah.
Because there's not enough kids that play it and shit.
It depends on your area, correct.
So that becomes a problem, but it is less expensive, which is nice. Now, hockey is the most expensive. Football, it is subsidized to some degree. Now, baseball and basketball are becoming super expensive, not because of the equipment, but because of the fucking travel
Correct.
everywhere.
Yep.
And the regions are getting bigger and bigger, which is better for the sport for sure. But somebody, like, you can't expect people to pay for that shit.
I 100%
right?
agree. And
Like,
like-
it's an investment. The NBA should be paying for this shit, to be honest. Like if the NBA spent like $10 million a year on this or something, just making sure the kids could get where they need to go. Same thing with baseball, by the way. Just making sure these kids can get where they want to go, and you get just one extra player out of that entire group for that year. It's paid for itself.
Isn't that don't soccer teams do that in Europe?
Yes.
Messi got signed when he was 13 years old.
So they do it in Europe, and they should do it here. So
Fuck yeah, they should. Well, they do.
Perfect example.
They
but-
have club teams here.
But
for the underage guys.
our men's team has sucked for years in the United States for the Olympics and
Listen.
everywhere else around the world. If you paid for it and then had them do it, like to
and-
Dan's point, I had to drive out the last 2 weekends to Pflugerville, which is like a fucking hour away. And, the game was underneath some fucking power plant or whatever it was. And I was like, God damn, I can do it because I've got the day off and I've got the money to do it. But let's think about the average parent who's got to spend, $30-$40 in gas each way. And then food at some point, some option.
Yeah.
Like
Just one kid
sucks.
from every state, all right? Like Pennsylvania, we gave you our athlete.
Right.
In soccer, we gave you Pulisic.
Yep.
If every state did that.
I 100% agree. And we
the
could win
league-
all this shit.
Something the U.S. team plus Major League Soccer should invest in that together. They should spend the money to make sure all the kids that want to can. And then if one player comes out of that crop, then you win, financially speaking, right?
100%.
There's no reason not to do it. That seems like the easiest. By the way, we're doing it in the fucking Caribbean with baseball.
Yeah.
The Major League Baseball is paying for all. I played on some of those fields back in the late 90s when I went on some of these traveling teams in Puerto Rico and Dominican and shit. They paid for everything. We didn't pay for shit. We stayed at the goddamn Ritz-Carlton.
I was about to bring up
In San Juan. We stayed at the Ritz-Carlton in San Juan, a bunch of 16 and 17-year-old retards.
Wow.
And played against all the best teams from Puerto Rico and the Dominican for 2 fucking weeks.
That's
right?
crazy.
And it was paid for. And it's like, if you get just a couple of dudes out of that deal, you
win.
And it only costs like fucking $4,000 or $5,000 a guy.
Is
right?
that nog in there? Where's that nog at? Did I put it in the back fridge? I'll re-nog it up here.
That just seems like the
Our listener
easiest.
brought in. He's coming up for
Do
Drinkin' Brew Week at the end
the
of this.
teams get rights to the players from their academies too?
No.
They don't.
No.
No, you have
but-
to bet on them.
Yeah.
I don't. Soccer's probably different because soccer you can sign kids super young.
And Bob, there's a dirty, dirty secret down in South America with basketball players. So it's a bunch of rich Americans who own those teams. So if a guy blows up from South America, they get all the rights to the contracts, and then they come and play in America and all that other shit.
We do
It's
have
crazy.
rules for Latin American stuff, though. I think you can sign
Thank you
guys
very
when they
much.
turn 14 it's a different kind of contract, though. It's like
Yes.
a prospective deal or some sort.
We signed Acuna, I think, when he-
Yeah.
The Braves take full advantage of that.
We do, yeah.
Oh,
I think we're the
yeah.
best at it,
We're
actually.
best at it.
But it's like you can't. I don't think you pay them directly. I think you're paying for them to do stuff like diet, fucking coaches, field time, stuff like that.
I'd probably
right?
pay room and board even maybe.
Yeah, I'm
Room
sure.
and
Yeah, that's
board,
probably part of it.
flight.
The
And
travel and
education,
all
I
that shit.
guarantee
Yeah.
you they have to go to school too. That's probably a part
I'm
of it.
sure
Yeah.
the fucking government, if the government's involved, they probably force them to get indoctrinated too. Yeah.
I guarantee it.
But
Thank you for the nog dog.
I talked to some dude the other day, and he was like, "Yeah, so my son has a wrestling tournament,
Okay.
and my daughter has a cheerleading tournament. So my wife took my daughter out at 6 a.m. to go to that cheerleading tournament." Right? And my son's got 2 matches. He's got one now, or his basketball, not wrestling. He's got 2 basketball games today. One starts at 7, the other starts, at 9, and the other starts at 11. So wife drives all the way out to fucking Bastrop for the cheerleading thing.
Yep.
And then all the way the fuck back over here to Dripping Springs, I think, for the basketball thing.
My wife and I do that every single Saturday.
That's fucking like 4 hours of driving. in a
Every
day.
single Saturday we do that, and because we got kids in different sports, and that's all you can do. So yeah, it sucks, and it's whoever's poor. I don't know how anybody who doesn't have any money can afford that.
One of my favorite memories was from my parents traveling for my sister's volleyball tournament in Chicago because they left me behind and I threw a fucking kegger at the house.
Look
Nice.
at that, dude. Did you get caught?
The cops came.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
they always do.
you home aloned it?
Yeah.
Did the wet bandit show up at all?
Honestly, the police were my enemy that night.
Oh yeah,
They were
fair enough.
trying to.
What's your parents say?
They were furious.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
of
happened to
course.
me too.
Yeah, but like
That's why I asked.
they're
That's why I
not
asked.
mad now.
No, now they're like, it's a funny. They act like it's a funny story, and I'm like, you were so fucking mean to
They
me.
probably thought it was a funny story then. They just had to be
No.
mean to make the point.
But Bob, I guarantee they didn't. It happened to me, and the deck broke off the back of my house. It was 18 feet high, and the keg rolled down to the wood. Like 40 kids could have died that night because it
Yeah.
was like 30 feet
Yeah.
up in the air, and like
As
the
a
police
parent,
came. Like
you can't really be the cool parent. You can't be like,
You
oh yeah,
can't.
it's
No.
fine.
I know.
Like in your late 20s, that's when you become friends with your kids.
Yep.
You can't be your friends.
even
your kid's
I know
friend.
I would say it's right after college because then you look back and you're like, I was a fucking asshole, and like sorry about it.
And it was like it was very clear that at least one couple had fucked each other's brains out in my then like 8-year-old brother's bed, so they were not super chill about that.
that's
No, they never are.
Nobody's going to be particularly chill about that. But yeah, you got to be. I think the thing that apprehension I have about having children is the same thing I have when I go on the news for longer periods. It's like, I'm going to say fuck.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm not worried about swearing in front of the kids. What I'm worried about is when they do something fucking wild that needs to be disciplined, and I think it's funny. That's going to be a problem. Like, hopefully I'm mad enough in the moment just to be like, all right, motherfucker, instead of like,
Here's the thing.
I probably would have done that, because if you leave your kids to their own devices and don't discipline them, then they're going to win this award. Bob, you want to throw that up on the screen?
Yeah, what is that award right there? Oh, shit. Okay. So who won that?
That's Harry Sisson.
Harry Sisson?
Yeah.
And so does Time officially give this out here? Because it says the faggot of the year.
I think they
Rob
give
O'Neill's
him
delivering the award. So.
Yeah.
Rob's
it's a Harry.
delivering it. He's going to deliver something more than the award.
Yep.
And I think he gets a lifetime subscription to Prep Plus.
Who posted this, by the way? And for the audio listeners, I'm literally
A million
just reading
people.
it off of there.
A
Okay,
million
great.
people posted this.
This is a really funny photo here. But Bob, I also sent you a clip from CNN on Twitter here, where they were kind of debating this Caitlin Clark thing and like what it means, and like we'll go into it after this clip. But go ahead and play this.
Why is she being bullied?
Why is that wrong?
Why is she being bullied for acknowledging something that's smart, truth, and factual?
Turn it up.
Well, a couple things. Number one, whether you're an athlete or anyone else, if I hear you use the phrase "my truth," I immediately then discount everything else you say, because there isn't my truth or your
Scott
truth.
Jennings,
There's
the
just the
best.
truth. And when you start using phrases like that, it tells me that
That's not true.
your brain has been captured by something that I don't really respect.
That's not true.
Number two.
That's not true.
Number two.
That's not my truth.
The attention the league got this year was amazing, and it was all because of her. She is an amazing player. The arenas were full when she played in them. The TV ratings were up when she was on television. That's undeniable. But the league still lost like $40 million this
Sure.
year. And it's never made money. And to me, when you're talking about respecting people who built something, what did they build? A league that loses money every year? She has the capacity.
What do you mean,
to
what did they
possibly-
build? What do you mean, what did they build?
What kind of a business did they build?
The reason why it's still up and still running, whether it's losing money or not, is because of these black women who are in there. And so,
Nope.
No, Scott, stop it. You
No,
stop it now.
It's not. I was in Dickie's arena.
Who pays for it?
I was in Dickie's
Stop it.
arena.
Everybody,
Let me just
guys,
say.
one at a
Let me just
time.
say. I was in.
It says more about
They
the
cut
people
the
who are
black
getting
guy off.
offended by it
Yeah.
than
That's what I just
her.
said.
I think they're just disappointed that she appears to have been captured by the woke mob.
You don't like
She's
the
like
word.
being gracious.
And
Hold
here's
on
the
one
disappointment. Here's the
She's being
disappointment.
gracious
the white
and
privilege.
saying-
Hold on, let him articulate this, because I want to learn something.
I feel a little bad for her, because she's going to learn that it will never be enough, no matter how much of the phrasing,
Yep.
no matter how much of the
Appeasement
groveling you do,
is
it will
feeding the
never be
crocodile,
enough for
hoping
people
he
in that
eats you
league that
last.
hate her guts. It
Why
will
do
never
you
satisfy.
assume
They hate her
that
guts.
she? Why do
Yes,
you
they do.
assume
They
that
do
she
not.
is trying
Because they're
to
women.
pander?
They all hate each
Because I
other.
hear
What the fuck are you
language-
talking
the language
about?
of the pander.
Scott,
I
listen.
hear the phrase white privilege. Sports is the one place where nobody on
Why
the
is he
field has
wearing
any
a yellow
privilege at
ribbon
all.
on
She
his
doesn't get
lapel?
extra
Does
points
he have
when
a
she
deployed kid
shoots
or
because
something?
she's white. She gets the same number of points as anybody else. Sports is the great equalizer, and it just felt like to a lot of people that she was groveling for no reason, because she is an amazing player who deserves all the accolades she's getting right now for doing what she's doing for women's basketball.
All right, we got.
All right, so I 100% agree with what he has said, and that's the problem. It will never be enough. And I literally had this conversation last night with Tim Kennedy. So we were talking with Tim last night, and I said, "Hey, buddy, how you doing?" And he goes, "Man, kind of down in the dumps." I've never heard Tim say I'm down in the fucking dumps. Like I'm like, "Yo, dude, what is this over?" And there was some podcast that went after him or whatever, and what I told him was, you should have never made like an apology video or anything for anything you've ever done in your entire career. Like, it just doesn't matter. And then when you do it, all these other people are going to keep going after you forever. It'll never be enough. So just don't apologize for what you did and how great you are. Like, because you're so great, people will always come after you the rest of your life. Same with a Caitlin Clark. But by her saying this, it just opened the door a little bit, and then it's going to be open a little bit more next year, and then the year after, and then she's going to have to say all this shit, when truthfully, it's just a white kid who fucking lived in a gym to fucking outwork the people who are more naturally talented than her. There's nothing to apologize for. What are you apologizing for?
Yeah,
Like,
I don't understand.
I don't either.
I don't even think that a lot of people are more naturally talented than her.
who, WNBA wise?
Yeah.
That shot is, you work on it, but that takes a level of hand-eye coordination you're kind of born with.
It
too.
does, but like, have you attempted those? Like, because
I'm not saying it's
Delco, you were pretty good at basketball. So was I. Like, you can live in the gym all you want, and but there's just a level. Once you get to that next level and get absolutely fucking destroyed, and it happened to me, you realize very, very quickly that there's people that are just born more naturally gifted than you, and there's nothing you can do. She doesn't have any of the physical attributes that stand out where you're like, oh, okay, cool. She's fucking 6'9" or 350 or whatever the fuck it is. She doesn't have any of that. It's just clearly somebody who is in their backyard like fucking Larry Bird shooting 10,000 shots a day.
I mean, she's not, but we said she's not not physically. I mean, she's an average at WNBA. You wouldn't say a 6'6" NBA player is at a disadvantage physically.
No, but they're average. Where you're like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
If you look at a Wemby or a Shaq or
but then you look at Wemby versus somebody like Sean Bradley, right?
Yeah.
Who is a twiggy alien without any of the actual skill. He's just big.
Who's
right?
white.
Yeah. Or I guess a better example would be Taco Fall or somebody like that. Or
Manute Bol.
Yeah, Manute Bol. He was just tall, and he got away with it, right?
You got that kid on Florida who's 7 foot. Is he 7'9"?
7'9". He got redshirted.
Red shirt. I mean, he wasn't even good enough to play on the goddamn team.
Yeah,
and
a guy that can dunk without
9.
fucking jumping.
Doesn't have to do anything.
Yeah,
he can just stand in front of the hoop and hold his arms up straight, and that's a block.
But then again, there's a lot of other players, and Ajayi Wilson, I think her name is.
Yes.
She
was a player of the year.
Is it Ajayi? I don't know.
I thought it was Asia.
Asia, maybe it is. That's a better way of saying it. Actually, I like that.
Same.
She's the best player in the WNBA by far right now. Efficiency, everything like that. She's super tall and super athletic.
Yeah.
But she's also the style of game she plays. It isn't like. If you watch a regular WNBA game, it looks like fucking Moses Malone out there. Just fucking brick, rebound, brick, rebound, brick, rebound. So you see some of these women that have a high rebound count. You're like, well, that mostly was your own misses, right?
It was so Angel Reese, and this was the argument back and forth when they were talking about her and Caitlin Clark, and they said, hey, 53 of those rebounds in the first 10 games were your own misses.
Yeah.
And it was just like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
You're just taller and can jump higher than the other people.
Right. But as far as athlete of the year who has changed a sport all the way around, it's her. This last year, it's her. And it has nothing to do with race.
Well, but it wasn't just there's I don't know why this woman says this league was built because of these black women. Certainly there have been plenty of really good black women in the WNBA.
Tons. Candace Parker, there's a bunch of them.
But there's also been Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi, who are two of the best all-time players in the WNBA, right? And they're crackers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's been quite a few crackers that are good. Lobo is one of the fucking. She's in the
Rebecca
top 50
Logo.
of all time,
Absolutely.
Right? It's I just don't. Why are we even having this conversation?
Also,
can't we just say that she's really fucking good? And then have her accept that as well? Hey, I'm the fucking best out here. Fuck you guys.
But so here's why we're having this conversation is because she brought it up.
Yeah.
And that's what sucks. As a fan of hers, I'm like, God damn it, dude. Why did you even bring it up to begin with? Just let it go. We all know that you changed the sport and everything else. And it's going to be, I think, even next year for real. Because I watched a shit ton of her games this summer. There was nothing else on. They were on at Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. I just watched them. She was fucking rad. And the thing that people forget is she came off that Final Four, got drafted, and was literally playing 2 weeks later in the WNBA. Hasn't had a break. So this next year, she's going to be fucking dominant.
Well,
and I just wish she never would have said this.
She already set records. Not for rookies, but for everything, right?
Already, and that was that was being exhausted.
Yeah.
Because they also shuttle her around to do press events and all that other shit. And
she also had kind
tiring.
of a shitty team as well.
Yeah,
I mean they were.
But she got them to the playoffs.
Yeah, they were third. They played 500 ball. They were third in their own conference. I don't know when their draft is, if they've drafted anybody or signed any free agents or anything, but hopefully that'll get better.
Yeah.
For her sake.
She had
5.6 turnovers a game. That's really bad.
But there's a lot of fucking girls who were coming up, like Paige Buckets and all those guys. I'm telling you, this will be a good league in the future, for real. But you got to take matters in your own hands.
Not if they keep doing this.
Exactly.
She's a leader in the league now. And you're not gaining more fans by saying stupid shit like that. And that's all you're doing is turning people off.
Yeah, who's your audience by saying that?
Yeah, I don't know. If Caitlin Clark just ignored all the racial stuff and said, I don't care about any of this, I'm the best motherfucker out here, right? Like Kobe would have said, or Jordan would have said. Who gives a shit about any of these other peripheral issues? I'm the best out here. Fuck you, right?
Yeah.
Then masculine dudes would be like, fuck yeah, dude, I identify with that. I'll watch this now.
And it wouldn't matter the race. You'd be like, yeah fuck yeah, let's go.
Because that's the way she plays on the court. Mm-hmm. So if you hear her talking like that and you see her playing on the court like that, people are going to be into it. I won't because I think it's a fucking joke, frankly. But there are a lot of people that'll like it.
I will watch people shooting from the logo any day of the year because it's incredibly difficult to do. Same with Steph Curry. Now, there's people that take matters into their own hands, like this guy that I love, that are actual heroes here. And this is what you should do. You know, if you're angry about something bad happens to you here, just drive through the fucking building on your own, okay?
Not at Drinkin' Bros, obviously.
Not here.
Although you won't make it all the way to where I am, so I don't really care.
Yeah, you'll probably make it to Delco and Bob, but then you'll die here. So what was the backstory of this? I got sent this like 800 times this morning here. What was the backstory of this guy driving through the car dealership?
I guess the dude wanted to return the car, and they're like, no.
But why would they say no? Like, do we know anything about the conditions? Because if you buy a car and you drive it off the lot and it's as is, then you're fucked, right?
Yes.
So if this is a used car dealership, that makes sense. But what's he returning it for?
He said, however, Murray alleged that he was sold a quote-unquote lemon.
Well, there are also lemon laws where you can file suit and the government will handle this for you. You don't have to drive.
Yeah.
Now he's fucked because he's destroyed the vehicle and committed a felony.
He's going to jail. He's going to jail.
He bought this for $4,000.
Oh, my God. Dude, you can't even get a fucking lawyer for that much money.
That retainer is going to cost you $5,000.
How the fuck did he buy this for $4,000? It looks like a decent car.
It looks like a decent car. Whoa!
Well, it's a lemon.
I mean, it is now.
You want to buy a lemon?
What is that, a Subaru? Did he realize he wasn't a lesbian halfway down the street?
I guess.
Whoa. So show this one more time here.
He was listening to Sarah McLachlan getting ready to go hiking, and he's like, oh, fuck, I better turn this in.
Here, wait, no. Find the full clip of him getting out.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, he gets out and starts talking shit, too.
Oh, really?
Fuck
Yeah.
you,
I didn't see that. So this is the one that everybody was sending me, and they were like, hey, talk about this in the show. I was like, all right, cool. Yeah, was he talking shit afterwards? Because I love that. I love that. And I support it.
Here we go.
Yeah, let's go, dude. I haven't seen this part, so we'll watch it live together.
Shit! I wasn't, huh? I told you motherfuckers.
Whoa! Bro, shit.
Call the cops!
He's taking his jacket off, too, which kind of implies he's getting ready to throw down.
Yeah.
Then he lifted his sleeves up. I don't know if he's going out to the parking lot to do some more damage or if he wants them to come outside so he can fight him. He's a pretty good boy, too. No, now he's getting his jacket.
There you go.
Yeah, how funny would it have been if he just took all of his clothes off?
It'd be great.
He just gets completely naked like Randy from Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah.
He always takes his pants off before a fight.
Fucking awesome, dude. Look at that.
Don't move it. Don't move it.
Apparently, they told him, they're like, the car is not retail. They were just like, yeah, this is a piece of shit. We'll sell it to you for $4,000. And then he was like, what do you mean? And then he like drove it and was like, man, this thing's a piece of shit.
Well, Bob, you gotta take it for a test spin, you know? This is fucking dope, though. So, was there anybody sitting at that receptionist desk? I mean, look, we've all been in a car dealership, so there was no chick there?
No one was there.
Wow. I respect it.
Why do you think it would have been a woman?
Victimless crime. It's always a woman. I've never seen a dude sitting in that front desk.
If there's a dude in that front desk, he's probably got nail polish on.
Or he's sucking his own dick.
Yeah.
Trying to.
Got a couple of ribs removed.
Trying to, yeah.
What's nothing gay about
that? Which is what we said to Sean Parnell the other day.
Exactly.
About Lindsey Graham.
Well,
if you missed that was a good episode.
Great episode. I'm a big fan of Sean Parnell.
Yeah, Sean's cool.
Big fan of this guy, too. I see Street Gonzo back there. We sent you to shoot some footage yesterday. How was that? Chuck hit me up, Chuck Liddell. He said, you guys shot something together?
Yeah, he threw me through a fucking table.
Is that real?
Yeah. Hey, but look, here's what I have something I need to ask the audience for help with.
Okay.
I woke up this morning to a very loud bang in my chimney, in my fireplace.
Santa Claus doing a test run, dumbass.
For the second time in, I think, 2 or 3 weeks, a rodent, first time it was a squirrel, has climbed into the top of my chimney and fallen down and then slammed into the damper with a loud thud. So,
should probably get that fixed.
Here's my issue. I can't start a fire in my fireplace because the top of the chimney's clogged with something.
Right.
So, what the fuck do I do? I tried to open the damper.
You hire a chimney. You hire a chimney sweep, dude. What are you talking about?
Hire a chimney sweep.
I couldn't get it out, Ross.
No, hire a chimney sweep. Yeah, somebody will climb onto the roof.
They think they pay us enough to get a fucking chimney sweep.
I know
that's why you guys are on the big show. You guys are hilarious.
I know we pay you enough. I fought against it.
Yeah,
okay?
he did. he fought and died against that.
Yeah.
He was like, no, that guy's not worth that.
No, you're definitely, and you're not, but here we are.
We'll see. We'll see if Netflix picks up the show. But like, hey, with that, it's not expensive. They'll come up there for a couple $100 bucks.
Also, you can get on your own roof and just get a fucking a very heavy duty broom because some of this stuff gets chunked in pretty good.
And just jam it down there?
Yeah, and then get a I don't know what it's called. It's a garden hoe, but it's the one with the flat blade on it. That's what I use.
Listen,
You
Rob's
just chip that
oldest
shit
now
off.
is like 3, right? So he's old enough to be a chimney sweep.
He can get
That's true.
on the roof.
Yeah, I mean he's
Put him on
Irish.
the roof.
He's a 3-year-old Irishman. Yeah, that's old enough to be a chimney sweep
You're
for
fine.
sure. You just put a little beanie on him and a pea coat and let him get after
I mean, look
it.
at this. He
You're
could just
all
be
good.
like this kid right
Yeah,
here.
it's
You're
like
all
a
good.
famous photo. Yeah, that one. No, not that one.
No, this is a good one though.
The one where they're on the roof.
There it is. Yep. Look at that.
That's not.
really did that.
That's not even the.
Look at that little fucker, dude. Let's go.
He's flipping him off, too. He's like, fuck you, get down there.
Well,
He's pointing, telling him to get the fuck out, like Dr.
Fucking
Dan
classic.
therapy session. Yeah,
This is a better country.
get the fuck out.
it really was.
Anyways, yeah, we might have something a little special popping out in the next week.
For Christmas?
You know.
Is it going to be ready for Christmas?
Oh, it's gonna be fucking ready.
Okay.
Wait till you fucking see what we did.
Yeah.
I can't hear out of my left ear at all.
I'm sure. Did you guys go to range day?
Oh yeah.
Did you get beat up by a UFC Hall of Famer?
You did.
Maybe.
Yeah, you did. You did.
I mean, I didn't lose the fight. I mean, he's not gonna actually kick my ass, you know.
Not unless
you ask.
Not unless you commit a fighting offense.
No,
if you
started
ask,
talking
he'll
shit
do
to
it.
him, and it kind of scared the shit out.
He has had people ask him to punch him in the stomach. before.
Jackass. He did Jackass, the movie.
Yeah, well, there was also a fuck. Well, there's another story. I can't tell that one, but yeah, Jackass.
Oh, I know the other one you're talking about.
Yeah, it was.
I ran into Zeus too.
The rapper?
Zeus.
Love
Yeah,
Zeus.
well, he'll be at the Christmas
He'll be at the
party
Christmas
Thursday.
party, yes.
Yeah.
December 19th, Bernie, Texas, Free Roam Brewery, 6 p.m. next Thursday night. You'll be there. Street Guns will be there. Everybody will be there.
Jared,
It'll be
Caleb,
fun.
Zeus,
Jared, yeah.
Matt's
think
probably going to
Matt's-
stop
I think
by
Matt Best
he's
is gonna come.
He's in town with his dad right now, who's unfortunately sick.
Mm-hmm.
We all love Papa Best. He's the man.
We should put him on the show.
We should go see him. I don't know if he's mobile right now, but we should
Okay.
have to go check him out.
Yeah.
And then I think Danny might come in as well. Worse than
Yeah, we saw Danny last night. Danny Workshop from Asking
Yeah.
Alexander last night.
And we'll see.
Love Danny.
Hey,
We'll see.
you know, Dan, I saw that photo of you with Tim and Theo and them, and you actually almost cracked a smile.
Yeah, because Theo and I were talking about cocaine.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's about all that's going to make me smile.
If you
right?
want to, I was going to say, if you want to get a laugh out of them, it's cocaine.
Yeah.
So, and then if you actually have it, you'll get a real,
You know, Dan and
genuine
I aren't really
smile.
that different if you think about it.
No, you guys are. Probably 100% different.
Okay, well,
matter of fact, I can't name one thing that you guys are.
Yeah, name some
Well,
similarities
the
between us.
stimulants is what I'm saying.
Well, there's that.
Yeah, but that's like a once in
But
a
he
while
can
thing
control
for me.
himself. Like so.
Yeah, I had 2 drinks last night and didn't do anything stupid.
And not only that, but he had a meeting, so like he left early, and I stayed. But
I had a nice ribeye after.
Did you really?
Oh, it was real good.
Oh, yeah, that
it
sounds
was real
great.
good.
I fucking took a couple 100 milligrams of Adderall and blew out my left eardrum shooting a TV in the middle of nowhere.
Well, I want to see the footage now, in which we'll check
you're
it
gonna
after the
cream your
show.
fucking pants.
Shit, I got
I hope so.
Oh, no, you will.
I hope so. Now's the point of the show. We get to the Drinkin' Bro of the Week. We have an app that is out right now. It is super out of control. So it's Drinkin' Bros app. This was Jared's dream. We made this for Christmas, and it is out. It is free. All you have to do is go to iTunes. Yeah. Is it iTunes
App
or is it
Store.
just App Store? Yeah. App Store on Apple or
Yep.
Android or wherever you get apps. It's free. You can just download it. But the memes and everything else on that wall are super fucking out of control, and it rocks. And head on over there for the Drinkin' Bros submission of the week, because the store is on there, Patreon's on there, Hardy F. Seltzer's on there. It's all in one place, and you can also just listen to the episodes on the app. All of it is free. It was our gift to you guys of like, hey, thanks, man. We'll pay for on the back end and try to keep up with all this bullshit. And I was also informed that 60-second video will also be added there, which is going to be dangerous next month or beginning of January. So I'm looking forward to it, but I'm also scared about it. Now, on Drinkin' Bros, the store, go to drinkinbros.com, Bob. People are asking, are they too late for the Bro Box? What are we, December 13th? We'll get there before Christmas? Okay, Holloway saying you can get it for 3 more days here, but you got the Bro Box. Everybody's been wearing those. It's one of our favorite T-shirts we've ever made. And it's a blast. Oh, what's that one? The drunk politics one. I haven't seen
It's
this
our
one.
seasonal section.
There we go. Look
Drunk
at that.
and talk about politics.
Goddamn, Brandon rocks, dude. Big fan of his, who runs our merch store. This is great. But ton of new items in there. Stock up for Christmas. I just got the Pooyah shirts ordered. They should be at my house any day. Also, that's where you can find the Drinkin' Bro submission of the week, and it gets emailed to us live on air. Does that say, ho, 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 all politicians are cunts on it? Put that up on screen. Thank you. Thank you. Love that. Big fan. Big fan of that. But we'd also love to see your lovely faces in person. So if you're in the Austin area and want to pop on in, we'll just put you on the show. And that way, hey, man, you can thank whoever you want in real life. This was the gentleman who brought me the eggnog and the rum. Is this spice rum that I've been drinking?
Spice whiskey.
Spice whiskey that I've been drinking, okay. Big fan of it. Thank you very much. What's your name?
You're welcome. Wyatt Lemmers.
Where are you from?
Live in Nebraska, but we're from Wisconsin.
Okay, you live in Nebraska. How do you like it? You football fans?
Nah, I don't really like sport ball, but
Yeah. What do you do?
Farm.
Oh, you're a farmer?
Yes, sir.
No shit.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Where's your farm?
So we're about an hour from Lincoln.
Okay.
My
University of Nebraska?
Yep. So my wife, her mother remarried a farmer in Nebraska, so then she moved on, and then last year we ended up moving down there to kind of help with, because they had some cancer spells, so we're going down to kind of learn how to take over the farm.
Is everything okay, or?
Yeah, so far they're doing okay. Her mom had breast cancer twice, and then her stepdad had lung cancer, got a whole lung removed.
Fuck.
Oh, yeah. But he's doing well. I mean, for only having one lung, he's doing pretty well.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's part of life.
Yeah, it is. It is. And I was talking with Matt about it a couple days ago because his dad's got cancer. He's in hospice and everything. Yeah. And it's one of those things where it's that you're that age.
Yep.
And that type of stuff starts to happen, and it fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Is that your wife that's with you?
Yeah, she came back from the bathroom, but
There you go.
Yep.
I would have said that on air, but oh yeah, she finally came back from the bathroom. It was a real explosive bout she had, but she's back from the bathroom. Everything's all right.
Yep.
I'm kidding. She's lovely. You guys were awesome when we came in. We literally just got off the flight from Nashville, came in and did the show. Who do you want to give Drinkin' Bro of the Week to?
I got two people, if that's all right.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the first one would be a guy I used to work with. His name was Charlie. He's the one that actually showed me Drinkin' Bros. And the first clip he showed me was when Dan was arguing with that New Yorker guy.
Scaramucci?
Yeah, I think that's who it was.
Yeah,
the guy like rage quit.
Yeah.
That's what turned me on to it.
Fucking guy. By the way, that guy's still a prick to this day.
Yeah, I believe it. He seemed like a piece of shit. But and then my second would be my wife. We're in the process of building a house right now where I'm actually building it myself. So she's watching her two kids while I'm doing it. And
oh, wow.
I don't know how she does it. She stays home with them, and I'm gone either 14, 16 hours a day with the farm or working in the house. So she's an all-star, so she does it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And what brings you guys to Austin, Texas?
Well, we came down here to watch a podcast, but
really?
Yeah.
Shit, thank you, man.
Yeah, I really wanted to watch it, so that's why we came down here. But we kind of we stopped in Oklahoma at Stillwater and kind of just been hitting cool places on the way.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been great.
Cool, man.
Yep.
Cool. Well, you guys were awesome.
Yep.
The nog fucking rocks, dude. I've never had the cinnamon one.
Yeah, it's delicious. That's my favorite when Christmas comes around. Yeah,
and I'm getting rocked, and I gotta drive home later, so that's gonna be fun for me. Whatever. I think your wife is judging me. Don't do that. We're not judging me on this fucking show. And then you also brought sourdough bread as well.
Yeah, the wife makes it.
She makes it.
Yep.
All right. Bob's bringing it up here.
Yeah, she's been.
I told her. I said, look, I'll try live on air. If it sucks, I'm gonna fucking tell you, and you need to move on.
Well, you want to come up here, Laverne?
Yeah. Is Laverne? Yes. Come up behind him. God, yeah.
Her real name's Yvonne, but I call her Vern. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, all my friends are stupid. Don't know how to pronounce it correctly.
Well, we're all stupid. Have you heard me pronounce shit? I'm fucking terrible at it.
Yeah, I've seen it.
All right, I'm gonna cut off a hunk of this because I'm white trash. I will. I'm a big sourdough fan. I'm a big sourdough fan, so we'll see.
I mean, it's been in the car for a couple days.
Oh shit! This is really fun. It's really fucking good.
I baked it on Tuesday.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then some traveling.
She can talk in the microphone. Pull it, stretch it. Go ahead. Tell everybody your name.
I'm Yvonne. Anyone that knows me really good can call me Vern. So I'll let you guys call me Vern.
My
Have
God,
the pleasure.
no. So this is really fucking good.
Thank you.
For real. I would tell you your face. It sucks. You know?
Okay, good.
Jesus Christ, look at this.
There's
fucking,
2 loaves.
God.
There's another loaf, too. I brought 2.
Yeah, good. Gare Bear's popping in here to have some. So, go ahead. Yeah, do whatever, dude. Take the whole fucking thing, Gary. It's the whole. We have a whole loaf, dude.
2 of them.
We're not on rations. It's not alive. We didn't just crash into the Andes, and we're trying to fucking figure out our lives for the next 49 days. This is rad. Let me ask you this. Since I've had some drinks, why is everybody making sourdough these days? It's become like a weird fad, and a lot of women are making sourdough. He makes really. By the way,
COVID.
Holloway is an excellent cook. Nobody really knows that, but he also makes a very good sourdough bread, for real. Why is that?
People started doing it during COVID.
Yeah, that's kind of how it started. Also, so we had our son in September of 22.
Okay.
And then my grandpa passed away in the new year of 23, and he used to make bread. So I saw this craze. I wasn't really into it, and then he used to make bread, so I was like, I made it for his funeral. So that's like how it started, and then it just kind of took off, and I love it. And then I'm big into health and nutrition, so.
This is very good, by the way.
Yeah.
For real.
Thank you.
I'm shocked.
It's only, 3 ingredients?
3
Yeah.
ingredients?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's only water, flour, and salt.
No shit.
Yeah.
So we could live forever, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it all goes to shit, we could live forever. What's Obama buying a $60 million bunker for? You know? What are we doing, dude? All you need is some good sourdough, 3 ingredients, and you're good to go. You know?
I think you have competition. We got another tall one here.
Oh, how tall are you?
6'2".
You're 6'2"?
Yeah.
You're taller than Caitlin Clark. Look at this white privilege up here. When do you start playing in the WNBA?
I don't know, man.
You don't, right?
No, I don't.
No. Did you play basketball growing up?
In high school, yeah.
Yeah. How were you?
Pretty good. I have shit knees, so.
What's that?
I have shitty knees.
Shitty knees, yeah.
Yeah, so that kind of got me out of it.
That's fine. What was your average?
It doesn't count.
No. But just say what it is.
I literally don't know. I played freshman year, and then I had surgery and stopped playing.
What do you think? 4, 6 points a game, something like that?
Couldn't even tell you.
But somewhere close, right?
Sure.
Right. And you're 6'2".
Yeah.
So you're taller than the average bear and all that other shit. And it's like the white privilege would have existed for somebody like you, and it didn't. So what the fuck,
Just
dude?
how much freaking work you put in. And
That's all it is. That's all it is. So yeah, dude, that's crazy to me. That's crazy.
yeah, my mom played at Oklahoma State.
Did she really? Basketball?
Yeah. Yep.
No shit.
Yep.
White?
Yeah. I'm full white, so yeah.
I don't know.
Yes.
I don't want to assume,
Yep,
maybe you had a black dad in there.
No,
so.
no black daddy.
All right. Yet. Give it some time. She might get divorced. She might have a black daddy soon. But what did she play?
When?
No. What did she play? Forward, point guard, center? Is she tall like you?
I think she was forward.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. She's a forward? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit, dude.
Yeah, she's, 6 foot, 6'1"?
6'1".
6'1".
Yep.
Did she make it to the WNBA?
No, she has shit knees too.
Yeah.
Yep.
She had offers.
Yeah, she had offers, but her knees were too bad.
Yeah. So there you have it, dude.
Yep.
The white privilege doesn't exist.
I know.
You still
It's just
gotta
the knees. That's our
play
issue now.
the game. It's everybody's issue.
Yeah.
Every athlete has got knee issues,
Yep.
across the board. It's whether or not you can overcome it.
Yeah.
So
It's the Rice Krispie knees now.
yeah, it is. Snap, crackle,
Oh, yeah.
pop. Yeah, I get it. I'll read one more here since we've been drinking. This one just got submitted right off the app. Download the Drinkin' Bros app here. This submission was Rick Waskalo, or Wasilko, he says. Fuck you, dude. You spelled it wrong. Fuck off. Rick. Rick Wasilko. If you're looking for hard AF, go to this fridge over here, by the way. The new ones are in here. Those are the old school ones that D'Anthony likes. Go to the new flavors in the box. 5 years, listener from Colorado wants to nominate Jenna Wasilko. Same as mine, Ross. Okay, yeah, I like that. I like that you put that in there. Living, made a submission before for my sergeant in the Army, but now I want to nominate my beautiful wife. Her birthday is on the 10th of November, December. So 3 days ago, so cheers to her for that. Also, she popped out 4 children. 2 of them are twins. Holy shit. Also laid off from a bit, and she's picked up more shifts at the BEE S, whatever that is, to make it by for us. She's one tough, badass wife and mother. I love you, babe. All right, Rick and Jenna, we love you too. Thank you for submitting. And yes, you can go to drinkinbros.com and submit for Drinkin' Bro of the Week, or you can go download the app. It's free. We made it free for you guys, and that's on there as well. It's just in the store, and then just hit the submission button. It'll come to us live on air. Go to iTunes, rate the show 5-star, and leave a quick review. Also, head on over to Spotify. It's just a 5-star, and you can walk away. For D'Anthony Holloway, I'm Ross Patterson. This is the Drinkin' Bros Podcast. Good night, everyone.